Well, Alex, I would come in on, Sir Reg Empey's point there that you don't appoint people like John Larkin if you don't want this process to move ahead fairly quickly. There is a process in play now, and perhaps Mark's question too about perhaps it's better for the DUP to get this out of the way before the European elections.
Well, I'm not going to get into issues about John Larkin or anybody else, but people should remember it was only a few months ago that OFM, DFM were imploding around the appointment of people like to the Victims Commissioner. So the OFM and DFM, Peter Robinson and Martin McGuinness, or Ian Paisley and Martin McGuinness, have forum on this matter. And you would draw conclusions that wouldn't be very healthy about how they go about appointments in all this regard. The real issue, I think, is this. People are scratching their heads today saying, is this now the mother of all deals in a way that we will see the executive stable, devolution justice happen, and the needs of working people dealt with? Those are the standards that people are asking today. And the answer is either no or we don't know. Because there's definitely no certainty about devolution of justice and policing, despite Gerry Adams saying that he needed it within 2 weeks. He mightn't even have it within 2 years if he's lucky.
Are you still going to attack these proposals on the basis of no nationalist need apply?
Well, no nationalist need apply. This is what the DUP and Sinn Féin said today.
Can you not win unionist support, say, for your nomination?
Until if you haven't got DUP support, you don't go anywhere in this world of Northern Ireland politics, because they have a veto on the floor of the Assembly about who the minister is, and the Sinn Féin have now given them a veto in the country about who the minister should be. So it's not an issue about who does or does not get the support. The issue is that the Hunt, as negotiated by the SDLP, guaranteed inclusive and equal government. What we have now is that until 2015, if a nationalist did apply for the Justice Ministry, the DUP could say no, and that would be game over. Now, and even in 2015, we don't know what the DUP are going to agree at that stage. They may come back and take more, because remember what Peter Robinson does. He negotiates hard, he banks what he gets, and he comes looking for more. He got so much on the 20th of July in that letter about the Justice Ministry cross-community vote, that he got that, he shifted ground a wee bit and came back for more. Now, let's put all that aside. Let Sinn Féin answer definitively once and for all. You want a devolution by May 2008. You're not going to get it by May 2009. When are you going to get it? And let's, for once and for all, take up the issue that Reg just talked about. Maybe the DUP are moving closer to partnership and power-sharing government. But there's one way to pull the carpet from under that, and that is to give the power to the DUP party in the country and in the constituencies through a public consultation about who the Justice Minister should be. That's what is in writing, signed off today. And I think that people generally, and nationalists in particular, will be saying, why have the DUP got more power when they should be sharing power?
So, right, Empey?
Well, first of all, I think we've got to look at the wider strategic issues here, which I said I wanted to come back. My party is not against devolution of policing justice in principle. We have enormous problems because we feel that this institution, because of its behaviour, has been insufficiently mature to deal with it. I mean, can you imagine if it was devolved over the last number of months and a row started over something else? It's what's not written down today that is bothering me. There's no mention of these other issues like education, like how we treat the maize issue and so on. Total silence. Now, those were die-in-the-ditch issues for people some months ago, and they've disappeared. And our children are sitting today in P6 not knowing where they're going.
We're being told by Martin McGuinness there that this Thursday's executive will deal with the economic downturn. You're obviously one of our ministers who deals with the economy. Have you been sort of led in the loop in terms of what they intend to do?
First of all, we haven't even been formally told yet that there is a meeting. And this is the normal course of events. Sometimes on the morning of the day of the meeting, we get the agenda. I mean, this is how it's been run, and people ought to... That's a totally different issue. It's a disgrace the way the executive is run, actually. And most of us, apart from the DUP and Sinn Féin ministers, are very often cut out of it. But leaving that to the one side, I'm not going to get into all of that now. What I want to concentrate on is the positives, if we can. And the positives are that we can get government going. But strategically, the DUP set out, and people like Nigel Dodds and all colleagues that he in his party were saying, oh, this isn't going to happen in a political lifetime. I just don't believe that.
Maybe political lifetimes are shorter than you think.
I think that, quite frankly, there are other papers that they have agreed. There's no way they've done all of this without agreeing all of these. And I think what you'll find is the rollout of these over the next few months. I think what we're on course for is this to happen next year. That's my personal view. And in the meantime, we will argue up and down the country over the rights and wrongs of this. But I think what we've got to focus on now is trying to do something for the people to justify their existence and try and undo the enormous damage that has been done in the last 5 months, including the damage to our credibility internationally. After the May conference, the economic conference, all the chief executives came here and we told them how great this place was, and then we let them down and let ourselves down.
The one test is, though, that can this executive, in the 30 days between now and Christmas, do all and more than they should have done in the last 150 days? That's the test.
Well, you're going to be meeting every week, according to Martin McGuinness, so
and
every day,
the SDLP would say.
Okay. Thank you both very much indeed. Thank you.